All right, let's just jump right in. When you hear the word protein, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, right, it's probably some giant bodybuilder chugging a chalky shake at the gym. But what if I told you that's a huge misconception, and that the real story of protein is actually the secret to your health and your independence decades from now?
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Is protein something you only consider after a workout? Is it really just for folks trying to get, massive biceps? Well, the science is screaming no way. And what it is for is so much more important for all of us.
That's right. I don't care if you're 15 or 95, an athlete or someone who works at a desk all day. Understanding protein is absolutely fundamental for things like your hormones, strong bones, and your ability to live a vibrant, independent life when you're 80. So yeah, this isn't about Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is all about you.
Okay, so let's start with a really basic, but honestly kind of mind-blowing fact. Protein isn't just something you eat to build muscle. In a very real sense, you are quite literally made of protein. I mean, just look at this list. It's wild. We always think muscle, but look at collagen. That's the protein that keeps your skin from sagging. Or how about the antibodies that are literally fighting off viruses for you right now? Even the tiny molecules that are repairing your DNA to prevent damage. Yep, all of them are different types of protein, doing these incredibly different, vital jobs. So how in the world does your body pull this off? How does it make all these different things? Well, it uses these 20 little building blocks called amino acids. And the best analogy, honestly, is Lego. Your body takes these 20 different Lego pieces, which you get from the food you eat, and it assembles them into millions of different structures every single second. It's this incredible, nonstop biological factory. All right, so if our body is this giant construction site, it needs a constant supply of those Lego blocks, right? But what happens if that supply chain, the food we're eating, starts to run low? Well, the body has to find those blocks somewhere else. So it starts raiding its own warehouse. And that warehouse is our muscles. And that leads to this huge problem, this silent thief that sneaks up on all of us as we get older. We're talking about muscle loss.
So get this. After you turn 30, you start losing about 10% of your muscle mass. And that's not over your whole life. That's every single decade. Just let that sink in for a moment. Without you doing anything about it, your muscle mass is on a steady, downhill slide. And this isn't about vanity. This has profound consequences for how you actually live your life.
Here's the best way to think about it. Muscle is your organ of longevity. It's the physical currency that lets you do everything. Climb stairs, open a jar, pick up your grandkids. Losing it means you're losing your ability to interact with the world on your own terms. And that's what we're fighting against, starting today. And the stakes here? Well, they could not be higher. This chart just lays it all out. A big study in 2018 found that people with low muscle mass had a 40 to 50% greater risk of dying from any cause compared to people with high muscle mass. That is a staggering number. So, what's going on? Why is this happening to so many people? Well, it turns out a big part of the problem is that we've been following advice that is just fundamentally wrong. The official recommendations for how much protein we should eat are, to put it bluntly, not just out of date, but dangerously out of date. This is the number you'll find pretty much everywhere in official guidelines. So for someone who's, say, 154 pounds, that's about 70 kilograms, we're talking just 56 grams of protein a day. That's like 3 eggs, a couple lentils, and a little yogurt. I mean, that seems doable, right? But here's the massive catch. And this quote, man, it just nails it. That 0.8 grams per kilogram number, it was designed to stop you from getting an acute deficiency disease like scurvy. It's the don't get sick and die number, not the live a long, strong, awesome life number. See the difference? It's the bare minimum for survival, not what's optimal for you to thrive. Okay, so if that old number is just not gonna cut it, what's the right one? What should we actually be aiming for? Let's look at what the newer science is telling us about what our bodies really need to be strong. Well, the science is shifting, and it's shifting in a big way. Instead of that 0.8 number, a lot of experts are now saying we should be aiming for closer to 2.0 grams per kilogram. Or an even easier way to think about it is about 1 gram per pound of your ideal body weight. That is more than double the old advice. Think about that. It's the difference between just trying to not go backwards and actively building a stronger future for yourself. And hey, just to really drive home how powerful muscle is, remember that 40 to 50% drop in mortality risk we just talked about? Well, one of the most popular diabetes drugs on the planet, metformin, reduces mortality risk by about 15 to 30%. So let me say that again. Building
muscle is about twice as effective at keeping you alive longer than one of the most popular drugs on the planet. That's insane.
Okay, I get it. A number like 140 grams sounds like a lot. So what does that actually look like on your plate? It might feel impossible, but when you break it down like this, you can see it's totally achievable. You have a couple of eggs, a couple of Greek yogurt, some lentils, a nice piece of salmon, maybe some tofu. It all starts to add up. See? It's all about being intentional with every meal.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get to the most important part, the how. Let's pull this all together into a simple, straightforward plan you can start using, like today.
Building muscle is actually this really beautiful, simple process. Step one, you've got to tear it down. You go lift heavy things, you do some resistance training, and you create these tiny microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. Then at step two, build it back stronger. You give your body the fuel it needs, all those protein building blocks, and it rushes to fix those tears. But it doesn't just patch them up, it makes the muscle stronger than it was before. It's just tear and repair. That's the cycle.
Okay, a few pro tips to make this super easy for you. First, try to spread your protein out over 3 or 4 meals. Your body just absorbs it better that way. Second, relax about that whole post-workout window thing. You don't need to chug a shake the second you drop the weights. You've got hours, not minutes, to refuel. Third, it is almost impossible to eat too much protein. And finally, if you're plant-based, you can absolutely do this. You just need to be a little more mindful about combining sources like tofu, lentils, and peas to get all those essential Lego blocks.
And look, this really is the bottom line. This is not about vanity. It's not about looking good at the beach. It is about making a direct investment in your future health. The strength you build today is the single best prescription for a longer, healthier, more capable life down the road. It is more powerful than literally any pill you could ever swallow. So the main thing to walk away with is this. This is not something you put off until you're older. The foundation for your 80-year-old self, the one who can still travel and play with their grandkids and live completely independently, that foundation is being laid right now with every single meal and every single workout. So the real question is, what are